Welcome back to Just a Little Bit. And it seems like it's been a long time since we've had an opportunity to share some things with you. And if you've been a part of our audience, then you understand that just a little bit is just what it is. It's just a little bit of news, black news from several black sources, including media from the NNPA, the Final Call, and other black-owned entities. And Just a Little Bit is brought to you in part by Destination Sistrunk, Broward County Cultural Division, and Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau. Okay, and this week's Just a Little Bit, some very interesting stuff. As I was reading through the pages of a black newspaper, I found out, and we all have read or seen the results of the Electoral College and the fate that it has sealed for our President-elect Joe Biden and our Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. And boy, that's a great thing. Now, on the sad part of that, Trump and his going out of office, this is ridiculous. Trump plans to execute 4 black death row inmates as he prepares to leave office. Wow, if he hasn't done enough already for people of color. The rash of black males being killed by police. It's 3 new ones, brothers and sisters, be safe. Also, distant learning. COVID-19 poses its challenges to educators, administrators, and parents. So much so that parents are suing one of the California educational districts, if you will. Also, man, this coronavirus is out of control. Death after death after death, and is mounting up, almost unsurmountable. But we still have faith. There is a cure, if you will, for this virus, and so many people have begun to receive it. And the first recipient was a sister. Now, I don't want to delve too much into that and offer my personal feelings about vaccinations and the role that it plays, or the historical aspects that have been swayed in some perspectives to negate the humanity of black people. Now, I don't want to get too far in that, but I will later in the show talk about the 10 most horrendous experiments done on human beings, and I'll bring that up in a minute. Okay, a black woman from Orange County, she praised as a key scientist behind the COVID-19 vaccination. You know, we're still involved, we're still on it, and we're still the major victims of it. Okay, now, and another bit of news, don't make black success a disqualifier in the Biden-Harris administration. People might want to assume that just because you're black, you really don't know what's happening. Don't do a disservice. I just said there was a sister responsible for her role in this COVID-19 vaccination process. Okay. Another bit of news. Wow. It continues to be the sounding of the alarm for this COVID-19. Brothers and sisters and people, it is killing us in numbers that are shocking. I read a little bit about the flu, and I forgot what flu, what particular strand it was, but it wreaked havoc as well, and it had people wearing masks and different cities closing down their businesses. One would open one day, one would open another, and it's sad, but it appears that we may be under the same circumstances. In Tallahassee, African-American one-room schoolhouse built in 1878. It was now added to the local register of historic places in Florida. Kudos for that. Okay, welcome back to Just a Little Bit. Now, this is a part of the program that I really enjoy because it gives myself a chance to be a little bitty person. And that's always rewarding when you spend your day trying to act like an adult. And I noticed, if you look behind me, you see the wall is different. It's made up of art from students from Dillard High School. And that brings us to this position of the program. I have the honor of bringing up to the stage a young man who is extremely artistic. He is, and I shouldn't push him too much because he knows jujitsu, and he might do something to try to knock my eye out or something. But he's very good. He has a book. He's published. He has sold his book. He has a great sense of humor. This man plays I'm not going to say anymore. If you would join me and welcome into the stage, Mr. Levi Locke. Let's bring Levi up to the stage. Hey! When I first came in and I saw you with Levi across your chest and your name is Levi, I told you I know a great man by the name of Levi. And I told you that was my daddy. And I see now from understanding a little bit about you that you are one heck of a young man.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Okay, now you said I was joking to you about the jujitsu and the piano. Tell me a little more something about you, Levi.
I like to do school, and I sleep a lot.
And what do you like to read, Levi?
Mo Willems and some Dogman books.
Mm-hmm. You said something earlier about your books. What's in your books?
The Lord, the pictures are me, and there's God in it.
Oh, wow. Is this one of your books?
Yeah, it's my grandma's.
Oh, tell us a little bit about this book, Levi.
So there's pictures of me in karate, and there's other pictures of me being a knight, and me thinking.
Uh-huh. Let me do this, man. You got, Levi, your book is this is expertly done, professionally done. Tell me a little bit about this now. Yeah.
Okay, so this is about me. They talked about putting a picture of me doing something. I think it was a contest, and I think I won.
Oh, wow. So you've been in a lot of contests, have you?
A few, like I did a costume contest once.
A costume contest? And what were you in that costume contest?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Mm-hmm. What was one of the things that Spider-Man did that you liked?
He web slings, and he can run and walk on walls.
Oh, wow. Let me ask you this, Levi. You also play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what got you involved in the piano?
So my mom took me to a house, and they taught me piano lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned to do the piano.
Mm-hmm.
But when Corona came, I couldn't do anymore. But Mom teaches me. But after Corona, I'm gonna be going back to do piano lessons.
Okay. Now you also told me that you had a guitar in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Are you learning to play the guitar as well?
Yeah, I have a book, but we're not sure where we put it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I have an app that teaches me how to play the piano, and I have a map an app that teaches me how to play the guitar.
Wow. Now I'm also reading and have read that you have sold how many books?
Over 100.
Levi, you sold over 100 books?
Mm-hmm. On a night, Mom showed me how many books we sold, and it was 126.
Wow, man, that's good. Is there any other way they can get to you, Levi?
So if they can go on Amazon, and soon it'll be on Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
It's a book.
Okay, and you also say in your presentation, it is important that children learn the power of who they are and their identity in the kingdom of God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Levi. No, my little brother was named Levi too. Yeah.
Your little brother?
Yeah, he has gone on to heaven. But so your name is, I'm connected to your name. So I want to be connected to you. If there's anything that we can do, Levi, to help you further in your business or even in your dreams, we want to be a part of that.
When I was younger, I went to a place with my dad, and I met somebody else named Levi.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Levi, what would you like to leave the audience with? If you had something that you could say to the world, what would you say to them? And speak right into that mic, Levi.
I would say God always loves you no matter what you do.
Wow. That's remarkable. Thank you, Levi.
You're welcome.
Okay. We are still here, living in the moment, and it's a good moment. In this segment of Just a Little Bit, it's called What's Up? And it's about what's happening in the community. And man, I tell you, if you don't know what's going on in Broward County, just stick around and come on over to Destination Sis Trunk, and you'll get a chance to meet a lot of up-and-coming professionals who are doing a lot of work. And it is my honor on this particular segment of What's Up is to introduce to you to two of the, how should I say this, artistically inclined, musically talented, with the lights and the stroke. They do a lot of stuff, man. They got their own program. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Jordan Solomon and Lucas Morelli. Come on to the stage, y'all. Yeah. Gentlemen, there's a lot for me to digest here, so I'm going to allow you guys to really tell the audience what you do, but I'm going to do the introduction. What I have here in front of me, Jordan, is I guess that this would be your mantra, what you live by, what you base your stuff on, and I was, I thought it was cool. There's a lot of stuff, man. As a drummer, coming from, was it Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay. You said good things come to those who work hard for it, and a little faith goes a long way. That's one part of it. You had a blind teacher.
Yeah, that's my first drum teacher. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your mantra here, man. How does that shape your life?
Since been playing drums from from a young age, but as I got older, and even just still when I was younger, my parents kind of always instilled solid principles,
Mm-hmm.
Having faith and kind of just sometimes you don't have things in your control.
Mm-hmm.
You can only control what you can control, but that little piece that to push through that wall, you kind of have to have some faith, even if it's something you don't have control over.
Mm-hmm.
I always believe even if it doesn't look legitimate in front of you, you don't see it all the way, but if you have some faith, you'll get to it. You just gotta just have faith.
Okay, no, that's cool,
yeah.
man. We're gonna come back and we're gonna jump on the stuff that you're doing. I just want to see if I can set the groundwork here.
Yeah.
And your partner over there, Lucas Morelli, Lucas, his mantra, his saying is, "Money will come and go. It's the passion, the spirit, and the ideals of the people that lives on." And Lucas, coming from Curitiba, Brazil, to South Florida, how has this shaped your experience, man? And how does this move you?
Right. Growing up here in a Brazilian household, it was easy enough for me to see the ideals that were being, pushed as far as, I guess I could say, what the mainstream American values would be. And growing up and seeing those, and then coming home to my home, being that my parents came here from Brazil, middle of their lives, to try to bring something for me and my sisters to live off of. It was frustrating to see the ideals that, you have to have X amount of dollars in your bank account. You have to work X hours of the week to be a successful person, you have to be in this business and this industry. And that was frustrating to me, seeing my parents, you know, struggling to try to provide for and keep our family here, you know, just doing whatever they could. But then turning around, going to school and hearing that being taught, it was always that disconnect to me. You know, I didn't see the money as the means to success. I would come home and that's where I felt the home was. That's where I felt, you know, that's where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be in a C-suite, up on floor, whatever, you know, surrounded with so much money, but no one to share it with. And just growing up and moving around the United States, you know, I really got attached to my family, and I guess the family unit that I was just, you know, growing up immediately with, my dad, my mom, my sisters, and that kind of shaped who I grew up into college, through high school. I kind of always pushed against the grain, in a sense of, I didn't really want to do things for money. I just wanted to do things that made the people around me happy, and that kept me, you know, going on, you know, step after step.
Okay, well, somebody thought enough for you to write and say that you were the consummate, consummate creative problem solver. You carved out a career for yourself, driven by principles and mindfulness and a desire to help others. So Lucas and Solomon, I'm gonna call you by your last name.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. You two seem to be not polar opposite, but as a drummer and as a what is the art thing? Help me with this now. You're okay. You're the audio engineer.
Yes.
Yeah. You're the audio. So how did y'all come about meeting each other? How did this relationship form, man?
At school. School. Yeah. We both went to Broward College. We were in the music tech program. So we're both audio engineers.
Okay.
And I mean, we're just friends. Like it's funny, we never hung out like outside of school really, like ever. We just ended up working together. I went on tour, came back, ended up getting a project, and that's when I hit up him.
Hold that for a moment.
Yeah, let me.
That's good. No, I want you to come up. You went on tour, and I saw this. I'm saying Bon Jovi. Is this the Bon Jovi that? Yeah. So give me a little bit of that.
So that was 2017 with my band Yardage, and from here from Fort Lauderdale. But we opened for Bon Jovi at the BB&T Center, and back in 2017, and that was in one night the most people I've ever played in front of. But that was a really great experience. You know,
I want people to really understand this. Now here we have two individuals, little old Broward County, if you will, hanging out at Destination Sistrum, doing something to help somebody else, who have world experience, you know, with Bon Jovi, with your audio engineer here, you know, why haven't you gone someplace else? What keeps you here?
I'm very, well, I think the both of us are, but like, I'm very pro, like black, and like in terms of like supporting like community. I mean, you know, gentrification is a very big thing these days, and you know, it just starts from just taking over, like, you know, a smaller, I'd say smaller. Well, I'm gonna say smaller, a community that's maybe like under-resourced or underdeveloped, purposefully, and I'll say that's kind of true. You know, so these big developments can come over and take over and do whatever they have to do, but I find that like just need to, I don't know, we want to be here. We don't want to be, you know, we could, yeah, sure, we could go across the street, you know, over the train tracks over there, and hop in and, you know, whatever. And I've experienced that, and it's not the same as, it's not the same love you get here, you know. It's more community, I feel, and you know, there's, yeah, it's more sense of community.
Right. I think just to add to that, something I've heard a lot, just trying to do something in the music industry is move to LA, move to New York. This is constantly repeated. But I guess just to tie it back to what we were speaking about before, I would hear that, and I didn't understand why. I would just question why there. What's different there than here? And I was fortunate enough to be able to travel a little bit and see different places. And at some point, I just realized there's nothing different. It's kind of whatever people want to believe that's there, but in reality, that all comes from somebody, from something, from some ideas, and it's like there's no reason that idea can't be cultivated where you are.
It starts with the relationships.
Okay, relationship. You guys are well traveled. You're interconnected. What are you doing? What are some of the things you're doing now? What's some of the events or lives that you're touching now?
You mean individually or together?
Together. Tell me about your business.
Yeah, we started this company, Arc Labs Media, of this year actually.
Mm-hmm.
We've had experience kind of producing and like manipulating sound and stuff like that since like a year ago. We've been doing it for a long time, but it just took shape like earlier this year. Just through relationships, we ended up starting on one project. When I happened to go to New York, and I showed a project to my cousin who was working on a project of his own at the time. He wanted to use the audio that I had, so the sound that I created. So I came back, linked up with Lucas, and was like, hey, I got an opportunity. So we capitalized on it, worked on it from August to October. We flew back up to New York in October to present the project and everything. And when we came back, it was just like, all right, we should. This is the next step is to let's go full on with this. And mind you, we still had our own jobs at the same time. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And then,
what's the name of the business, Lucas?
Our business?
Yeah.
Arc Labs Media.
Say that again.
Arc Labs Media.
Arc Labs Media.
Arc Labs.
That's right. Arc Labs Media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is that? Is that like making beats? I'm a dinosaur. What is it?
What we started with was, initially was a beat, like you were saying, he created this piece of music that, was able to get us, our
it's
foot
like
in the door.
Into the door. Yeah.
Right.
You got some of that music here we can listen to?
We would probably do. But, what that turned into was sound design, which becomes less of a musical endeavor and more of an overall sonic experience where we can tackle commercials, we can tackle movies, we can tackle, live production, that kind of thing in the sense that, we're just taking the sound that's in front of us and manipulating it to tell a story. And that can be done through music. And that's why I like to make the differentiation between music and sound design, because like I said, we can take sound design and play with an animation. We don't need to ever have music in it at all. It can be sounds, it can be little knocks, it can something to evoke the same emotion you're seeing on screen.
Just to bring the image to life whenever it's been played.
Okay, what is it? The Blue Man? I was in California, saw something. Anyway, I'm trying to envision it for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a dinosaur, so this is kind of new to me. Okay, this is so interesting. Let's wrap this up.
Sure.
What did I miss that you want to tell the people who are listening? What is it?
You go first.
One, well, definitely number one, support minority-owned businesses, you just have to start. You don't have to everything's not going to be laid out for you. If you have an idea, write it down and, come up with a plan if you can, and then execute. Sometimes you're not able to come up with, the plan. You can't connect all the dots, but as long as you start, you can, just get your foot, at least in the door, and just take it one day at a time. Take everything with a grain of salt.
Right. Right. What's best is not always going to feel best, and that's something I try to tell myself. It's, like Jordan's saying, sometimes the road is not there, but you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other until there is a road. And
how can somebody get in contact with you guys?
You can find us website, arclabsmedia.com, and Instagram, arcxlabs. Sorry, is that arclabsmedia on Instagram, and then you can email us to arcxlabs@gmail.com. You know, and personal Instagram, Jordan X Drums, and Neon Prayers.
Neon Prayers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you. I wish I had got more time to get a better understanding for me.
Yeah.
You know, when you said the sound and the music, that's very interesting, man. And how you said you manipulate it to get what you want without, that's pretty deep. You know, you know.
We'll keep the conversation going after this. We'll show you everything we got.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you both, man.
Of course.
And I really appreciate it. There is hope, you know, and you two exemplify that.
Thank
So,
you.
and I mean that, man. So that gives us a warrant, you know, to be a part of it. So,
Thank you.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you again for this segment of Just a Little Bit. Remember, Just a Little Bit is brought to you in part by Destination Sistrum, Broward County Culture and Division and Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau. Destination Sistrum is a door to explore Black history, heritage, and Greater Fort Lauderdale. For more information, please visit www.destinationsistrum.com, and remember, it's all good in the hood.